Davis takes the toss and runs right, cuts back. TD right now, making a lot of Packers miss. Handoff, Davis, left side, behind Howard Griffith. Nice hold, Davis, 50, 10, 5, Davis, did he get in? No, he's out at the 1-yard line. TD to the 1. Denver's gonna win it. Oh, baby, they're gonna win this thing. Terrell Davis has already been named the most valuable player of Super Bowl 32, and why not?
Here is 1998. A former 6th-round draft pick just rushed for 2,008 yards and 21 touchdowns on his way to NFL MVP honors. Yet today, when football fans debate the greatest running backs of all time, this man's name rarely enters the conversation alongside Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, and Walter Payton. Why? Today we're uncovering the forgotten greatness of Terrell Davis, a player who wasn't just good, he was better than you thought. Much better. If you're new here, welcome. We unearth the extraordinary stories behind the game we love. Now let's journey back to the mid-90s, when an overlooked Georgia Bulldog would transform the Denver Broncos and rewrite NFL history, if only for a brief, brilliant moment. Great NFL careers often begin with collegiate stardom, Heisman campaigns, and first-round draft selections. Terrell Davis had none of that. His college journey began at Long Beach State until the program was disbanded in 1991, forcing a transfer to Georgia. Even as a Bulldog, Davis remained in the shadows, rushing for just 445 yards his senior year, while sharing carries in a crowded backfield.
The missed field goal started it for the University of Tennessee.
Davis gets outside, breaks it at the 30.
When draft day arrived in 1995, Davis watched as name after name was called. Running backs came off the board, rounds passed. Finally, with the 196th pick in the 6th round, a spot usually reserved for future practice squad players, the Denver Broncos selected Terrell Davis. But his journey from afterthought to starter nearly ended before it began. During the Broncos' 1995 preseason trip to Tokyo, Davis, buried on the depth chart as a special teams player, seriously contemplated quitting football altogether. One more meaningless preseason game against the 49ers, and then he'd walk away from the sport.
If you have to do more than this to get out of here, it's probably not worth doing it. Just stick it out. Go through this, and when you get back home, if you really want to quit, then quit when you get back.
Then came the moment that changed everything. A single devastating hit on special teams caught head coach Mike Shanahan's attention. This bone-crushing block, a play most football fans have never seen, didn't just earn Davis a longer look. It altered NFL history.
Rakeford takes it at the 9 for the 49ers, and it's belted at the 19-yard.
The rest, as they say, is history, but not the history most fans remember. What happened next wasn't just a good running back emerging. It was football witnessing the birth of a supernova. From 1995 to 1998, Terrell Davis produced one of the most dominant 4-year stretches ever seen.
Nalen snaps it back, draw play, Terrell Davis. Nifty run. Oh, what a dandy move.
With over 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns in 1995, his production increased each year like a growth stock, and by 2008, he rushed for over 2,000 yards and 21 touchdowns.
Here's Davis. And again he breaks out of the pack. He's gone. Forget it.
Take the ball inside and run outside, or he can take it outside and cut it back to the inside. That's exactly what he did. I mean, he cut right back and run by. It was poor tackling. There was no one there, but a great explosion by Terrell Davis.
What made Davis exceptional wasn't just his physical tools. It was his perfect marriage to Mike Shanahan's zone blocking scheme. While often remembered simply as a power back, Davis possessed rare vision that became the template for the position. Let's take a look. See how he sets up blocks like a chess player thinking 3 moves ahead? That initial patience, followed by a decisive single cut, then the explosive burst through the seam. This is running back artistry at its finest. But where Davis truly separated himself from his peers wasn't in September or October. It was in January.
Terrell Davis skipping outside. Great block, another big one. He's to the 20.
In just 8 playoff games, the equivalent of half a regular season, Davis rushed for 1,140 yards and 12 touchdowns, averaging an astonishing 142.5 yards per game. Let that sink in. Emmitt Smith, often considered the greatest playoff runner ever, averaged 93.3 yards per postseason game. Davis's playoff average stands as the highest in NFL history, and it's not particularly close. Then came the performance that should have immortalized him forever.
Let's get the first turnover. That's atypical in play in the Super Bowl. And Terrell Davis!
Super Bowl 32. The Broncos entered as heavy underdogs against the defending champion Packers. Then, disaster struck. Davis was hit with a debilitating migraine that temporarily blinded him. For most players, their Super Bowl dream would end there. Not for Davis.
Elway, handoff, Davis in the end zone, touchdown! Yeah!
Despite barely being able to see clearly, Davis returned to rush for 157 yards and a Super Bowl record 3 touchdowns against a dominant Green Bay defense, earning MVP honors and helping John Elway capture his elusive first championship.
Everybody blitzed with 2 defensive backs injured and out of the game.
This wasn't just greatness. This was sporting heroism of the highest order. To truly appreciate Davis's greatness, we need context. When we compare his 4-year peak to the best stretches of other Hall of Fame running backs, the results are eye-opening. From 1995 to 1998, Davis averaged 1,603 rushing yards per season, 14 touchdowns per season, 4.8 yards per carry, 106.9 yards per game. The late 90s featured legendary defensive units. The Buccaneers with Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks, the Steelers with their Steel Curtain revival, and the Jaguars with their formidable front seven. Davis didn't just survive against these defenses, he thrived.
Bounces to the outside, here's Davis. Well, he has forgotten the art of a stiff arm.
And unlike volume runners who pad stats during losing efforts, Davis's production directly translated to team success at the highest level. With Davis at his peak, the Broncos compiled a remarkable 54-18 record and captured back-to-back Super Bowl titles. This wasn't a great player on a great team. This was a great team because of a transcendent player. Week 4, 1999. The defending champions started the season with 4 straight losses, but their superstar runner was still in his prime at age 27. Then, in an instant, football's cruelty revealed itself. While attempting to make a tackle following an interception, Davis suffered catastrophic damage to his right knee, a torn ACL, MCL, and significant cartilage damage.
And it's Victor Green who holds on this time. Play on Victor Green.
Foot gets planted. Matt Lutz is his teammate making the tackle.
This wasn't just any knee injury, it was career-altering devastation. And though Davis would attempt comebacks in 2000 and 2001, the explosive runner who once dominated the league was gone forever. After the 2001 season, at just 29 years old, Davis retired from football. This premature end created Davis's greatest obstacle to historical recognition. His career totals, 7,607 rushing yards and 60 touchdowns, fall well short of the career numbers compiled by backs who played 10+ seasons. And herein lies our flawed approach to greatness. We've come to value longevity sometimes at the expense of peak brilliance. But should a meteor be less spectacular because it burned for only a brief moment? Football's most tantalizing question often involves the word if. If Terrell Davis had remained healthy, where would he rank historically? Had Davis maintained his career average for just 5 more seasons, still a shorter career than many Hall of Famers, he would have accumulated approximately 15,400 rushing yards, ranking 3rd all-time behind only Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton. But Davis's impact extends beyond statistical projections. The zone blocking scheme that Davis perfected alongside Shanahan has become the foundation for countless NFL and college rushing attacks in the decades since. From Mike Shanahan's coaching tree emerged offensive minds like Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, and Matt LaFleur, all disciples of the system Davis helped optimize. His fingerprints remain on the modern NFL, even as his name fades from popular memory.
Terrell Davis, watch out, foot race, he could be gone. Willie Williams gives chase, Terrell Davis flies down the sidelines and is stopped at the 5.
So the next time conversation turns to football's greatest runners, remember this. For 4 magnificent seasons, a 6th-round afterthought from Georgia played the running back position as well as it has ever been played. In the postseason, when legends are truly made, no running back in history was more productive. And in the sport's biggest moment, with his body betraying him, Terrell Davis delivered one of the gutsiest performances the Super Bowl has ever witnessed. Terrell Davis wasn't just good. He was better than you thought. Much better.